Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live. Sorry for the late start. If you were wondering, yes, I was. I fell asleep. I had some Boston Market and whatever they put in the food these days, it just knocked me out. And I went to lay down and I said, I think I had about actually 3 hours before uh, the show had to start. I said, I'll just close my eyes, take a little nap because I felt a little tired. When I woke up, it was already 12 o'clock. I was like, wow, okay, got to get the show going. So, anyways, thank you for everybody showing up in the live chat here. Let me continue on here. I don't have much today because I was asleep most of the day. So, I don't even know what the price is right now. Anyways, I did have time to actually do a bond trading view. I always do that every day. That's updated. It is a list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high flagged for shorts. So that's about the only thing I'll be going over today. Of course, I'll do a go over the fees for Bitcoin, and then also go over the mempool for Bitcoin as well. So those are the things that I'll be doing here shortly. So, all right, let me check if I'm still live streaming. Yep, still live streaming. Right then, let me see here. Let's continue on here. In the notes section, that's been partitioned off, are two news aggregators, Coinspectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator. I've kind of checked that out today. If on your smartphone, it looks pretty slick. If you go and click the links, and if you're on your smartphone, it actually fits right in your smartphone really well, or maybe even your tablet. And the Coinspectator seems to give you the better news feed. And well, they both give you a news feed, but I think if you're looking for traditional news, this Coinspectator seems to give you traditional news. And then the CryptoPanic news aggregator platform, indicating impact on price and markets for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Uh, that gives you a different news feed. It gives you tweets. It gives you Reddit post, and it also gives you a regular news feed. And it kind of indicates they both. I think they both do it. They show you the coin that it indicates for. I'll just take a quick look at them. I got them on my phone, so I'll just take a quick look on it. Let me see which one's first. I'm going to take a look at. Okay, I'll take a look at Coinspectator.com. I'll take a look at that one first, just to get an idea what's what the news feed is right now. Let me see here if it's going to refresh here for me. And it's pretty nice. It actually fits right on your smartphone, or at least on mine. And this came in 34 minutes. Cryptocurrency exchange OK Exchange closed new funding round. So it seems like I think were they raising some money. Let me see what else here. Dueling Bitcoin futures go head to head as CME launches contract. That's just 36 minutes ago, but airdrop updated. ethbits.com. I guess it gives you a little feed. Airdrops updated. So this one gives you like the time in which it was fit in, but it seems to give you more traditional news or mainstream news. Let me see. Here's another. I'm just reading the headline. How should India regulate the ticking time bomb called Bitcoin? Comes from QZ.com. What to expect from Bitcoin futures expert blog, the Cointelegraph. Talks about Bitcoin right there. Let you know that came in about an hour ago. Here is a tweet. It actually feeds in some tweet here. Need a token for stakeholders of your project. The dividend feature of the Ardor blockchain make it an ideal option. Wow, I didn't even know that. Ardor platform, something I didn't even know that this Ardor coin does. That came in about an hour ago. So um, pretty interesting stuff. I've already seen it, of course, but I haven't checked it out on my smartphone. It looks pretty slick. And then the other one, CryptoPanic, that's not too bad either. It's pretty slick looking as well. So it gives you like the time, which is like this one example. Is Bitcoin a bubble? Andres shares his thought. This is coming from our cryptocurrency. It says here 43 seconds ago, and it's about Bitcoin. And I think if you logged in, you can actually rate it as a negative or positive. Let me see, 21 minutes ago, Ethereum price, technical and analysis. ETH US dollar consolidating below 730. That's newsbtc.com. 43 minutes ago, Bitcoin price technical analysis. Looks like someone's writing technical price technical analysis here. Classic pullback setup, newsbtc.com. Let me see. Here's another one. IOTA double bottoms while Litecoin bulls aim at 420. Technical analysis for December 18th, 2017. Another newsbtc.com. This one's about Litecoin, IOTA, and Dash. 57 minutes ago, how should India regulate the ticking time bomb called Bitcoin? Looks like they're getting some of the same news feeds here. Let's see, what's another one that's unique? Tron. Here's some news about Tron. Came in about an hour ago. Today, I am informed that a very large hedge fund will put Tron, TRX, yeah, I think that's Tron, into their management portfolio since Tron has become the top 20 cryptos. This is coming from Rtronics. That looks like it's coming from Reddit here. So pretty nice. It's actually, I like the way it's all set up. Works well. You don't even have to download CryptoPanic.com, but it does have an app on the Google Play Store. So I think that's kind of really nice. Anyways, let me go check out the rest of the notes section. So check out, excuse me. Check out the news, those two news aggregators. Pretty slick, actually. I think I'm going to start using that more often. Man, between the both of them, feeding in, getting those news feeds, if you're a serious trader, I think it'll keep you occupied. Do you really need the news to trade? Probably not, because we all know that these altcoins are pretty much pumped and dumped. And I just discovered a new term, poop and scooped. I'll talk a little bit about that later. Next in the note section, I have "It's time to stop" meme. It's time to stop with all these hard forks. This is the section in the note section that's been partitioned here that I have a list of potential hard forks, fake forks, joke forks, whatever forks, already forked. I took some away because obviously they're not going to really happen. The ones I left here are still in play. So Bitcoin Uranium, Bitcoin Cash Plus, Bitcoin Clashic. Let's see, Super Bitcoin, Bitcoin Diamond, BID ticker symbol, Bitcoin Diamond, BCD ticker symbol, and Bitcoin X, BCX ticker symbol. And then, of course, I haven't listed it yet. I haven't looked it up, but I'm contemplating whether to put it on or not. But there's Bitcoin God, and then United Bitcoin. List of airdrops, last update, October 29. That's when I looked it up. I haven't changed it really, but it updates every day. CryptoCreed.com/airdrop for those of you who like receiving free money from the sky. And then next, in the note section, I partitioned off SegWit charts, some useful websites. SegWit charts, Coin Codex, which is a listing platform, Live Coin Watch, CoinGecko, BitInfo charts, Johol mempool statistics, which is a graphical representation of the mempool of Bitcoin, Salome.io, another listing platform that measures social media volume, Transaction Accelerator, and then Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash hash rate historical chart, 6 months if you want to compare between the two blockchains that compete for the same mining algorithm. All right, next in the notes section that's been partitioned off here is, can Bitcoin be replaced via multiple hard forks? James Bond interview, Crush the Street, published November 9th, interviewed November 7th. Check it out, I say some interesting things. And then collecting your free Bitcoin gold coins with Coinami. That comes from the Konami support desk. I just checked it out. I don't see any updates for any other forks. Seems like they have been getting issues, at least for sweeping some of the different keys. Other than that, they haven't updated any new forks. So we'll just have to wait patiently to see if they pick up on any of these new forked coins. And then just in case you have any difficulty, I did make a video about splitting your Bitcoin gold using Coinami. That's how to split Bitcoin gold BTG01. Check that out if you want to. And if you don't have Coinami or you don't have an Android, you can use their mnemonic code converter. It comes from the Coinami website, from the recovery phrase tool. And you can just import your mnemonic seed and then select the Bitcoin gold token, and then you should get all the private keys of Bitcoin gold so you can sweep them. You probably still need a wallet. Let me see what else here. Bitcoin gold, I have a link to Bitcoin gold as well. Okay, if you've been watching my video or anybody else's video and you get an ad about BitConnect, usually a guy named Craig Grant pumping BitConnect or promoting it, or his mistress, Juliana, you might want to read these articles before you put money into it. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. And what is BitConnect and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And I also have a video, James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017, where I interview 3 BitConnect users. 2 of them rage quit. The third one was stupid enough to stick around and let you know where you could find them. And I had a 4th guest, not a BitConnect user, and it was pretty obvious to him that BitConnect is a scam. And then, of course, I had Ozzy the BS filter make a special guest appearance. And I'm not sure if he still can't figure out if BitConnect is a scam. Anyways, finally in the notes section, I got 2 videos. A video theme for this video, Gordon Gekko, Greed is Good, the full speech. Boy, that's 80s. I think that was that 84? I don't know how long. I think it was in 84 movies. That was back when Charlie Sheen, before he had tiger blood running through his veins, but it's been a while. And then I have another video, which may be of interest for some of you altcoin traders or people who trade in general. How Gordon Gekko makes money in the film Wall Street. It's a video, and this guy basically explains how Gordon Gekko makes money in the film Wall Street. And one of the things that not Gordon Gekko makes money, but he talks about how the pump and dump, that's one of the ways Gordon Gekko makes money. Kind of explains it really clearly And I think that's kind of what happens with the cryptocurrency space. But also, he talks about the poop and spoop, or poop and scoop. And I think that's a tactic that may not be implemented in this cryptocurrency space. But this is where you give really bad news to dump a coin. And you dump a coin for the sole purpose so you could buy it cheap, only to later on do a pump and dump. So if you think about that, I think poop and scoop have been implemented. They have been used in the space. We just don't think of them that way because we just think of the pumps and the dumps. But maybe I overlooked it, and maybe it's something that you can use as a trader. What else did they use? They used what other concept did they use? They used the okay. I think they bought shares of a company that they knew someone else was trying to buy out and then charged a higher price, which I don't know if you can do that with cryptocurrencies. You know, we don't really buy out other cryptocurrencies. So, you know, the 51% attack is something that I think most cryptocurrencies are designed to avoid. What was the other one? The corporate takeover. I don't think you can use that in cryptocurrency space. Not yet, anyway. Trying to co-opt the program by buying its tokens. I don't think you can really do that with most coins. But the pump and dump, definitely. Insider trading information. I think a lot of that happens, especially with some of the more centralized tokens and cryptocurrencies. That is definitely going on, fake news. But most of what we see is pump and dump. But I think, you know, we're missing out here. You can be even more greedy if you dump. And then what's the title of my my video today? If I didn't miss it, James Bond Bitcoin Live 00136 #greed. So I don't have any news. I was pretty much asleep most of the day. I don't know what it was, but man, I was just really tired. And the thing is, I slept most of the day. I did have some Boston Market, and I must be the commercial food. That's the only thing different I did. I had some Boston Market a little bit in the afternoon for dinner. And I think whatever they put in their food, it's got to be drugged. And I just fell asleep. There must be a lot of sugar in their food, because I just felt really tired, and I thought, oh, I'll just take a nap. I have 3 hours before I do a live stream. And man, I was just knocked out. Anyways, let's see who's all in the live chat. Sorry for the lateness. Let's see here. My phone is not working that well. It's having some issues here. I'll try to work out those issues here. Let's see, 21 million club, you were first. DD8209. Hello. What episode are you discussing BitConnect? I can't find it. A friend is asking. Oh, that's in the notes section. Let me see here. DD8209. Sorry for the lateness. It's let me see, where is that? Okay, it's in the notes section. James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017. That's in the notes section. And then hello. Sorry, I was out. Apologies. And here you go. And then yeah, it's 0017. Yeah, I guess 21 million mentioned it. 0017. Hello, FUD Machine. How are you? Let me see. Next time, put BitConnect in the name. Sorry about that. Let's see who else. Brad Taylor. See if you're still in there. Tomcat. Dual overhead camness. Let's see if you're all still there. Yeah, FUD Machine. Dual overhead camness. 21 million. Jacob TS. You made it just in time. You weren't too early and not too late. Excellent. So great. Thank you for all being here. Appreciate it. No news today other than CME like starting, but we all knew that was coming. So let's just go on here. Of course, the pot of gold. Oh, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Let me see here. Let me see. Let's see. The pot of gold. Yes. Okay. So let's see here. Wait a minute. I'm a little lost. All right. Yes. And then hashtag yes2x 106. Sorry about that. Which is this meme here today. I have an extra candle on it, as you can see right here. Extra candle. And I guess, if we're going to talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin has really two sides to it. It seems to bring out the best in some of us, and then it brings out the scammers, the worst in all of us. So this episode will be about greed. And so this candle that's lit, we'll think about all the bad things about Bitcoin that happen. Brings out greedy people. And then, of course, I have the link to Pot of Gold, which you're seeing right now. And then the donational address is also in the note section. And so there you go. So Pot of Gold. Let me see here. How you doing, Brad Taylor? All right, here you go. Here's the link to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. The QR code there pointing to the Pot of Gold. That is the donational address. Please donate into it. I don't know how much is in there right now. I think it's definitely over $100. So I've given away up to 8 clues to 8 words of the 24-word mnemonic seed. If I can get someone to donate in there, I haven't checked the address, but hopefully go ahead and donate into it, and I'll give the 9th clue to the 9th word of the 24-word recovery seed. So it's for everyone to put money into it, for one lucky person to take it all. All right, and then if you feel pretty adventurous, all right, here, the QR code on the right is the encrypted private key. If you have a SegWit wallet, you could probably scan it and sweep it. And if you know what the password is, other than that, you probably need a encrypted private key decoder to get to the private key, and then use the private key to use on a SegWit sender. I think there's a segwit.org. If you go to that website, that is a paper SegWit wallet generator along with a SegWit sender. So you can probably use that website and use the private key on that website and just be able to sweep the Bitcoins on this address. And then, of course, I have here the QR code if you use a regular QR code reader or barcode scanner, it'll take you to Yellow Fever for You. He's the one that gave me that idea. So thank you, Yellow Fever for You. All right, so here's my new list. Sorry about that. I took a little time, but I had to refresh. Let me refresh this. There it goes. It's refreshing. All right, excellent here. So I have a new list of Bitcoin here. New flagged for shorts. Here you go. It's titled Bond Trading View. I'll be going over most of this for today, and we're going to talk about how to take advantage of pump and dumps and poop and scoops, because those are the most common practices that are done in this space. So, if you think about it, is greed good? Maybe. I mean, if you can take all these, if you can take money away from these people who think that they can actually make more Bitcoin using altcoins, then my goodness, go ahead. If anything I try to do is I try to prove that, no, you cannot make more Bitcoins trading altcoins, all right? Sometimes you can't make Bitcoin trading Bitcoin to the US dollar. The best thing to do is simply just to buy it and to hold it as much as possible and accumulate Bitcoin over time. And then whenever I guess you're ready to retire, you're ready to use those Bitcoins or live off of those Bitcoins, then I think that's probably the best time you can do it. If you do it over time, like you slowly use your Bitcoin as you need them, there might be a really good chance that your Bitcoins will outlive you, ironically. So, but anyway, let's be greedy. All right, let's be greedy and see if we can play a zero-sum game and make some more Bitcoin for ourselves. All right, let's see if we can do that. So here it is, Bond Trading View. This view created by James Bond Bitcoin Live. List of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. And let's go ahead and this is my list of shorts here. So let's go ahead with it. Let me see. Do I have anything else other than that? Nope. Okay, so I do need another. I need another one. Let me see. Livecoin, not Livecoin. CoinMarketCap. Sorry about that. CoinMarketCap. There we go. All right. So okay? So if you look at the flagged portion of my list here, the top is by priority. The bottom is by low priority. And so I think the list is getting slightly bigger. It's changing a little bit, but definitely there are a lot of coins to make some really good Bitcoins from. Matter of fact, let me take a look at the percentage. Kind of see it there, a little mixed. I'll put it back into the US. It stacks up really nicer. So Zcoin, we'll take a look at Zcoin. ZEC, Zcash. Sorry about that. Just letting it load here. All right, let's take a look at Zcash. Oh my gosh. You know, every time I look at Zcash, I kind of wonder if people really seen this, would they really, really invest and buy Zcash? It looks like 42 coin. Okay, Zcash, and then what else? 42 coin. I think 21 Fever, 21 Million Club showed me this, and 42 coin, or yeah, 42 coin. If you look at the chart, they almost look identical. Almost look identical. Oh goodness. Anyways, why Zcoin even exist? I don't know. Or Zcash. Why does Zcash even exist? I don't know. I'm thinking it shouldn't exist, to be honest with you. Oh goodness. Anyways, I guess I could zoom in and take a look at it. The 3 days here. I'll just look at the last 3 days. But overall, you know, this is not a Bitcoin maker. Matter of fact, you probably lost Bitcoin if you invest in this thing. Let me see here. What's the date I should use? 3 days. Today's 18/7. 13, 13, 12, 12, 2017. All right. That. All right. There we go. Yeah, 21 million. It pretty much rolled over and died on this thing. Both of them on both charts. So let's see here. JP Morgan uses Zcash. Yeah, I think I heard some news about it where they're going to use they may use Zcash. I think more, you know, when I hear these banks using some of these tokens, I think it's more or less just It's just hype, publicity. That's all it is, publicity. I don't think they're really using any of this stuff. So here's the 3-day chart here, and you know, it hasn't made any Bitcoin since December the 15th. It's made it peaked out on making the most amount of Bitcoin for you. At this point, it's you're just losing Bitcoin you're just losing Bitcoin at this point. So, but ironically, it's probably made more money. It's pretty much hit an all-time high, but look at it. It doesn't make enough Bitcoin because Bitcoin is outperforming it by a long shot. Anyways, this is I think Zcash is a loser. Oh, sorry, on here, and then Neo, and its fart gas both made it on my list, so we'll be going over that. We'll be going over both of those here. NEO for Neo. So it's pretty much darn near hit an all-time high, and you can see towards the end right here, it's just a dead cat bounce for Bitcoin. If you look at these points up here, where peaks here, and then peaks here, I think you'll get another peak right here, what you're going to see. If you draw a line right through here, you'll see that it's downtrending. It's a downtrending. It's downtrending compared to Bitcoin. So I'm not going to get into the 3-day. It has gone up in the past 3 days, but I think what's going to happen, you're going to get a peak out of it, and then after it peaks, it's going to get a dump. And so it's I think this is a horrible investment. You're not going to make as much Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to outpace and outperform Neo. So, but you'll make more money. The problem is Bitcoin will make even more money, and you're going to lose out. You're going to lose an opportunity cost. So let's go to the fart of Neo, which is gas. And everyone's hyping this thing up like it's better. It's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. And gas is basically farts on the Neo platform. Everyone's expecting like Neo to make like some dApps like maybe CryptoKitty on Neo, and people are gonna use this gas, the farts of Neo, which is called gas, to run the run the supposed virtual machine here. Oh gosh, if I looked at this, this is really, really bad. This is not a good chart to look at. It looks like gas is a bounce, a dead cat bounce. And if you're going to play this, you know, you play the peak, like the tops of these, and then you dump them, and then you create the FUD or the panic selling, and then pick it up again, and then wait for the peak to go up. And then, of course, you dump it again, and then you wait for it to peak, and then you dump it again, and then you buy it back. That's probably the only way you're going to be buying, you're going to be actually making more Bitcoin, is literally buying the peaks and valleys of these things. But overall, this thing is a loser. I would not even try to mess with this, because there's probably a very good chance, a very high chance, that you're going to become a bag holder. All right, so let's take a look at another one here. Lisk. Lisk is back here. LSK. Lisk. I think I've gone over this. Maybe a continuation of Oh, geez. Oh, I spoke too soon. If you take a look at some of these charts, this, if I just showed you a chart like this, would this be something you would be interested in buying? Probably not. Probably not. You're looking at the, the left side being higher and the right side being lower. Yeah, Lisk is a loser. I'm sure in dollar amount it may be going up, and I think I really do believe the reason why some of these, or I believe all of these coins that are going, the reason why they're going up in value is because Bitcoin's going up in value. I really do believe that. I mean, there seems to be a very strong correlation. It's just a question of uh, people who are trading, like where are they trading? What altcoin are they dumping to invest into another altcoin? And essentially, what you're doing when you do that is you're just transferring your value of that coin, which is backed by Bitcoin, and you're transferring that value into another altcoin. So you're essentially cannibalizing the altcoin market. Is really what's happening. Our altcoins aren't really going up, right? As a whole, I think they're all going up. It's just a question of which altcoin are you dumping and then pumping for another altcoin. And supposedly you're making, in theory, you should be making more Bitcoin, but in a zero sum game, what happens is 95% of you are losers, and 5% are the winners. And so all you're doing is you're digging yourself into a deeper hole. Let's have a look here. What's the next one? Next one is OMG. OMG. Let's take a look at OMG. G. OMG has not been around that long. Okay. It's probably been pumped uh, from the uh, the summer during this 2017, during the summers when most altcoins were being pumped, and then OMG is practically a new token, and it's what is an ERC20 token? Yeah, it's an ERC20 token, and this is either, it's supposed to be money, but since it is money and it's fluctuating in price, it's, I think, default a security. So this is probably why you're seeing a dump in this. This is what I would call a classic pump and dump. Now, if you wanted to be greedy, right? You want to be greedy. You want to manipulate this market, which shouldn't be too hard. And you wanted to pick up some of these OMGs for cheap. You should probably start not a pump and dump group, but a poop and scoop group, right? You spread out news that OMG is not going to partner with McDonald's. That was a total false. That was a total false story. That maybe the founders or developers are leaving, and not only that, that the project itself is a complete failure. You could spread that rumor around and get people to basically poop this token, and the whole purpose is to drive the price down so you can go ahead and pick some up really cheap because you know that they really do. All right, you have inside information that they are actually, that maybe McDonald's is going to pick up OMG and start using it all over the world, which would be, of course, a lie again, and because that would be the pump. You would pump that up, and you would try to get other people to buy back in. only to dump it out later. So you're basically buying the peaks and valleys of these tokens to essentially make more Bitcoin. So that's probably the only way you're really going to make Bitcoin. Think Gordon Gecko. Okay, what would Gordon Gecko do? Well, Gordon Gecko would probably buy some really cheap, pump it up, right? Write some news articles, get some fake news going out, get it pumped up, and then dump it on people. Or maybe you have some inside news about the developers. Maybe someone's, I don't know, doing something nefarious. Spread that news out, and then do the poop and scoop, which would be spread the FUD, so you can buy it at a lower price, and then of course pump it up again later. Hey DJ Cal, good to see you. Made it just in time. I think this is just a dead cat bounce. I mean, it may start turning around, but here's the weird part: is like the whole cryptocurrency space is in a bull market right now, and this is what it's doing on the price of Bitcoin, because price of Bitcoin is outperforming, completely outperforming OMG. Let me see Stratus. I'm looking right here. Stratus is the next one here. We'll take a look at Stratus. Street Rat. STRAT. Street Rat. I don't even know what Stratus does, to be honest with you. But let's just take a look at the chart. And based on that, I can probably tell you whether it's a good chart or a bad investment. Oh gosh. So obviously, Street Rat or Stratus is a pump and dump. I mean, to me, it looks like a pump and dump. Let me see. Yeah, it's a pump and dump, and it's been dumping for a very long time. It looks like it's starting to break out of that downtrend, but you know, it's kind of late to really pump this Bitcoin in comparison to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just rocking today. I don't know what the price is. I have to check it out. But um, if anybody's expecting this thing to go up, um, it might. It might. Now let's think like Gordon Gecko. Let's think greedy. If you have inside information, or how about this? You know, you could buy a whole bunch. It seems like it's basically being pooped on right now, because it's so low in price. You could buy some at a very, very low price right now, and then start a pump group, right? You need to start a pump and dump group and hype it up. Like, I don't know what's going on. Let's see what some social markets you can let's see what are people talking about this. What's the new thing? Let me see. It released Tumblebit on masternodes. Okay, maybe you can pump it up, like start a pump and dump forum or Telegram group, and or get some YouTubers involved. Some very popular YouTubers involved, and let them know, hey, we're gonna start pumping this coin. Um, Here's your chance to buy in early on the floor level, right? This is how you pitch it. You buy in on the floor level, you start pumping this coin, and you're going to make more Bitcoin or more money, either way how you see it. Ideally, you want to get more Bitcoin. Get them to pump it up. Let them talk about it. Let them, basically use their subscriber base, um, and to influence the price and essentially get more Bitcoin. So, and I guess DD8209, you're saying that to be fair, every coin does that. I remember Bitcoin went through its phase, but you don't own any Stratus, and you might be right. Uh, the only way to get price action in these coins is literally to pump and dump these things, or to poop and scoop them. So after you dump them, you poop and scoop them. You try to create more FUD to get other people to sell their portion of the tokens, and then try to get them really cheaper to create the FUD cycle again. And when you look at these charts, you can kind of tell that these projects really have going on, nothing really going on. Um, I guess you can say Bitcoin did that because it did have its cycle. Poop and scoop, poop and scoop. So there's a pump and dump. So you're buying these cryptocurrencies at a very low price, and then you hype it up to get other people involved, and then it does a spike like this, right? It does a spike like this, and then you dump it. And this the first probably sharp dump is probably the first initial investors dumping on everyone, and then there's a little hope here, and then it just dies. Now you probably want to get this coin at a cheaper price, right, as it's going through its fluctuations. So you basically try to set up bad news, like create FUD in the market to drive the price down, because you really want to buy more of it, right? For whatever reason. And so you do the poop and scoop. You basically poop on it to scoop it up. So there's something that maybe if you think like Gordon Gekko, you can make money on the way up and then make money on the way down, or maybe you can short. I don't know if there's a shorting. Is there a margin short on some of these tokens that you can basically put a short on them and then go ahead and poop and scoop them? Poop on them, you make money on the way going down, and then scoop them up, and then just wait, I don't know, a couple weeks, maybe a month. It doesn't take that long in cryptocurrency, and then pump it up again to dump it. Dupes and dumb. That's a good one, Cubero. Dupes and dumb. See what's next on the Ardor. Ardor. It's moved up in my priority. DD8209, what are you saying? You're saying, I agree. I remember mining Litecoin because even at those days when all the alts started to come out, they were all trash. But those days, a good coin was if it was accepted by an exchange. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of exchanges now. They'll just take any coins. So let's analyze Ardor. We don't really have corporate takeovers. We don't have people buying out coins. There's no such thing as a 51% attack, or 51% attacks are hard to do with cryptocurrencies. These are very different than shares of company. I'm just comparing to what I had in my notes section about Gordon Gekko. How did Gordon Gekko make money in the film Wall Street? Basically purchasing shares of stock of when somebody was interested in taking over the company. So he basically would essentially come to a higher price than the market price to sell those shares to the person who wanted to take over the company. The other one was to buy shares on insider information of a company being taken over or bought out. So you buy a whole bunch of those shares. And you don't really see those kind of, you don't see those kind of things in cryptocurrency. But the pump and dump is, you can totally see the pump and dump. But what about the poop and scoop? And so no one is really utilizing the poop and scoop. So I think there's something to it. Like, you can make money on the way up, right? And then dumping them. And then after you dump them, you want to probably create a short if you can, if you have a margin on some of these altcoins, and then drive the price down, right? You take a short position, you drive the price down, create some FUD, and then you could poop and scoop them and get them at a lower price, and then repeat the cycle again. And in some ways, when you look at a chart, it's pretty obvious. Like this one, like you can almost see the pump and dump and poop and scoop going on. Ardor. Hardor. Is that how it's pronounced? Hardor. Sorry about that. Jay Glad, thank you for reminding me. So, but looks like our Hardor is going through a pump cycle. And so if it is going through a pump cycle, I guess you can try to make more Bitcoins out of it. Although most people don't make more Bitcoins, they try to make more money. Let's see what the price of this is. They're not looking in terms of Bitcoin. So yeah, obviously the price of Ardor is definitely being pumped. Unfortunately, if you compare the price of Bitcoin, it's not being, it's a little too late. It has to, let me see, from here, it's got to go up to $2 just to get to this point right here. So Ardor is not even making a new all-time high for Bitcoin. It's actually just barely moving up. So it's made an all-time high in US dollars. So that's probably why it's on my list here. So, oops, sorry. Let me get rid of this thing. So is it really worth getting into Ardor or Hardor? I don't think so. You're wasting your time. All right, so Hardor and Arc. Check out Arc. Wanted to make money, and you have this pretty good knowledge as far as Bitcoin percentage of how some of these coins make. Shorting these coins, because after the pump, what's coming, right? The dump is coming. So here's a bunch of series of pump and dumps. It kind of slowly, gradually builds up to this big pump, and then it's obviously having a dump right now. Could there be another pump coming? Maybe. Can you get on the ground floor? I don't know. I mean, the price of Bitcoin is so strong that it is really hard. It's getting harder and harder to make Bitcoins with these altcoins. They have a huge. They have to catch up. They basically, the price of these altcoins has to literally do a 10x just to catch up to Bitcoin, and I just don't think they can do a 10x. I don't. I just don't see it. I think if anything, if people are getting really smart with the pump and dumps. Oh, Jay Glad. Ardor is pronounced. It's just a character name. Ardor. Oh, very funny. Anyways, I think people are really getting smart to these pump and dumps, And with the exchanges getting more features onto them with shorting and margin trading, it's very possible that people are really scooping them at this point. When you participate in some of these altcoin trading, just remember there's smarter people out there, way smarter than you, that already know this game. They're the Gordon Geckos of the cryptocurrency space, and they've already figured this out. And so the pump and dumps may be a thing of the past, or maybe just a tool. But I think the poop and scoops are going to be the new thing now. I really feel like that's part of the whole cryptocurrency space that I think we're overlooking. Creating FUD, right? Because we all know that the hype is all being created, right? We all know the hype is being created. The smart investor, the real sleek ones that are the Gordon Geckos of this world, LBC, library credits is next, are going to now implement the poop and scoop. So it's probably going to be a project that has some really good possibilities. I mean, they really are doing something really good, but they're going to create some FUD in the market to drive down the price. And then after driving down the price, they're going to basically scoop up a lot of these tokens for cheap. And then the news is going to come out about, I don't know, it's going to be on an exchange. It's doing this. It's doing that. The futures will come out for this. It does some kind of, it might actually have an interesting feature, and it's going to start skyrocketing. And that's when you get the pump. So library credits, wow. Why is this thing even, it's a bad investment, library credits. But let's take a look compared to US dollar amount here. And yeah, you can kind of see what's going on here. So it looks like in the US, in the fiat currency amount, it looks like it's going to do awesome. I mean, it's definitely pumping, but look at the Bitcoin value you're getting out of it. Nowhere near. You're better off. You're way better off just keeping your Bitcoins, because your Bitcoins are probably going to go. You're going to make more money on your Bitcoins. You're gonna remember that these altcoins are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin anyway. Let me see. Cube DD8209, you say, I think as soon as one of these alts figure out how to limit the rise in price and dumps, they could get a coin with a reputation of stability, and that could compete with Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe. What's a library? Jay Glad says, "What's a library?" That used to be the internet before the internet came along. No, that's not where the libraries aren't where you go and watch porn, but it used to be the place where people would get knowledge through books. I know it's such an archaic system. I mean, let me see, Syscoin. Let's take a look at Syscoin. So you know what blows me away? If you look at all these coins are pumping in US dollars, right? But if you look at them in terms of Bitcoin value, these coins are losers. And so the noob that comes in thinking they're making money, and ironically, the way they get these coins is they buy Bitcoin And then from Bitcoin, they buy these altcoins. And all they really did was give someone who's been a bag holder an opportunity to get out of being a bag holder of these altcoins back into Bitcoin is what they really did. So everyone gets a turn being a bag holder. What would Gordon Gekko do in this case? Well, I would start a pump group, and I would start saying that Syscoin will now be on the CME, and they're going to have an ad out on the Super Bowl. You know, Super Bowl is going to be coming up with NFL playoffs here. What else? What else are they going to do? Let me see. Syscoin can. Syscoin has got a round of investment funding from Bill Gates. Gosh, what I mean, there's so many things that Gordon Gekko would do. We just haven't been creative enough, really. We really haven't. So this is not very good coin. Let me see. It may be tradable. It may be tradable, but the chances of you making more Bitcoin is probably slim. Let me see. Syscoin's 0. What's that? 0x. That's right. ZRX 0x. Zero X. Let's see what this is. An ERC20 token. Wow. Wow. Man, this looks ugly. But let's see the US dollar value. This is probably why people are buying this. So the value, the fiat currency value has gone up, but the Bitcoin value still remains low. So as a noob, if there was a noob that was watching this, I could understand that people feel like you're making money, and you are, but just realize that as the longer you're in an altcoin like this, the longer you are missing out on making more money just by simply dumping your altcoin, your 0x here, and getting back into Bitcoin. So, because Bitcoin's way outperforming this coin. Okay, Factum. Let's check out Factum real quick. FCT, Factum. Yeah, this is a prime example of pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. What I say is this coin worthy, or is it even worth pooping and scooping? Probably not. But I guess if you wanna give pump and dump a different term, like the pump and dump is on one side, I guess you can say the poop and scooping is on the other side. So like right here is the pump and dump, and then after it peaks out, you got the poop and scoop. Everyone's pooping on it, and then you got the scoop, and then the scooping becomes the pump and dump again. So you got a little cycle of pump and dump and poop and scoop. And could there be another chance for this token to be pooped on and scooped on? Right now, it's definitely being pooped on. If you look at it over here on this chart, it's definitely being pooped on. But is it worth scooping? Because if you notice the peaks and valleys as they get bigger, the timelines and how long they take also are a lot bigger. So if you buy this coin now, it actually may be a very long time before it actually pumps again, because the larger the peaks, the longer the time. So if you want to look at it in that kind of a situation, I guess you could look at it that way. Yeah, Factum's I think Factum's not a very good investment, but if you want to risk your Bitcoin, by all means. Let's see, XLM, that's stellar. XLM. All right, let's take a look at XLM. I think XLM is definitely being pumped right now. It is definitely being pumped. Turns out that XLM has been in Forbes. Obviously, this is a typical pump and dump because you got people who have bought at the bottom, because this is what Gordon Gekko would do. Buy at the bottom, go to the news media, go out to the outlets, go to the news media, get them to write it, pay them to write a story about Stellar in the Forbes magazine, maybe Wall Street Journal, your typical, places that a newbie would be interested. Maybe even tell some of the potential brokers out there that maybe you want to pass this on to your clients. Get some YouTubers to start talking about it, and next thing you know, you got some media attention, and it looks like it's pumping. It definitely looks like it's pumping. How far will it pump? I don't think it's going to pump as high as the previous high. Bitcoin's going up way too much. I haven't checked out the price of Bitcoin, but Bitcoin moves about $1,000 in a day now. So it's like it could easily move $2,000 going up, then $1,000 going down, and then another $1,000 going up, and then another 1,000 going up the next day. I mean, it's so amazing that and that only represents anywhere from 5 to 7% price movement. Anyway, Stellar, yeah, it's pumping right now. If you're in it, good for you. Just realize it will dump. It will dump. That's kind of the nature of what these altcoins do. They don't produce any more Bitcoin. They all return back to the mean, which would be almost zero as far as Bitcoin value. Let's see here. What's Syscoin, Zerocoin, Factum, XML, Cardano, ADA. Let's check out Cardano. Charlie Lee made a tweet about Cardano. He was really critical about the price movement on it. And because I think I looked into it, Cardano is essentially just Ethereum on a proof of stake. That's all Cardano is, right? Ethereum on a proof of stake. So I think once it reaches a peak, it's basically gonna dump. It's gonna, once it gets to its limit of 45 billion coins or whatever it is, it's gonna basically pump. It's in its pump phase, and it's still in its pump phase. It will pump. It will keep on pumping. We're almost halfway. I think Cardano is halfway there to being pumped. I think it can probably reach 48 satoshis, and then after that point, when all the coins are available in supply, after that point, that's when it's going to start slowly dying off. So enjoy it. The only way you can make money off this after all the coins are available, the staking begins, is to create to do a poop and scoop to drive the price down, to get everybody to sell or get out of staking, or sell or get them in a panic frenzy, and then scoop up very, very cheap Cardano tokens, and then after that, pump it up, do a pump and dump. Something new is going to happen. They'll I don't know. They're going to have you know they'll have the Cardano alliance. Well, they'll have all the banks like be a part of this alliance to agree to use the technology, which means nothing. They're just marketing, and then probably in some kind of convention, they're going to have some kind of convention in which they can hype it up a little bit and get the noobs to buy in, and then do the pump. That's when the pump and dump is going to be starting. All right, so that's Cardano. What's next? XMR Monero. Let's go see what's going on with Monero. XMR. Monero hasn't really moved that much. Monero is you can't. It's hard to. I think Monero is one of those coins where, if you do trade it right, you can make more Bitcoins. I think there are enough people who Monero users who are also Bitcoin users, and vice versa. There's a lot of Bitcoin users who are Monero users, and that's kind of where you're seeing some of the Bitcoins going and staying there. And obviously you could tell by the chart that it is trending upwards. So Monero seems to be useful right now for Bitcoin users. So that's why you're seeing this trend upwards. So privacy in the future may be important, but at the same time, I think when at a point in time when Bitcoin gets more privacy features, the use of Monero will decline eventually. But as for now, you definitely can make Bitcoin. You just play the peaks and valleys, and if you screw up, if you hold on to it long enough, it will peak again, and you can come out on top. So it's so far from what I've seen here, it looks very predictable. Doesn't mean that it will stay that way, but right now it does mean that it is predictable. But again, Monero is essentially a fractional representation of Bitcoin. So as the price of Bitcoin goes up, hence the price of Monero will go up. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the Bitcoin value will go up. So it all really depends on how many people want to put their Bitcoin into Monero. And remember, you're playing a zero-sum game, so eventually your Bitcoins that you make from trading these altcoins come from whoever gives up their Bitcoin. That's all that is, really. All right, and then XEM for NEM. XEM is NEM. XEM is NEM. Oh my goodness, this thing sucks. If you want to know what a pump and dump looks like, this is it right here. If people were smart, they would be trying to poop and scoop this thing to oblivion to get it really cheap to repeat the cycle of the pump and dump. Of course, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of noobs that, well, that's how you make money, people. You make money off the new people that pay off the old investors. I mean, that's how it works around here. Remember, what would Gordon Gekko do? Sorry, DD8209, if I didn't put a money line on it. Oh yeah, you want it to be night mode. Let me see here. You did say that there's a night. Okay, here it is on. There we go. Whoa, looks really dark. So you want it on night mode. Okay, there it is. It's on night mode. I found it. Hopefully that works out for you. Looks a little different. There we go. Looks a little Halloween. Let me see here. I wonder if this has a night mode on it. Let's see if this has a night mode. No night mode for this one. Sorry, guys. Unless I missed it. No night mode. Sorry. Just have to deal with this one. All right, what's next on this? TRX. Oh yeah, Tron. Tron's next. For some reason, Tron is booming. I don't even know why. TRX Tron. DD82, you may be right. Bitcoin may be a Ponzi, but it's really become a very useful Ponzi. Okay, here's Tron. Yeah, DD82, Bitcoin may be the greatest Ponzi there is. And, everyone the problem is with this Ponzi is that it keeps on going. And not only that, it keeps on, for some reason, it continuously pays off the old investors with new investor money. It continuously seems to do that, and I think to some degree the reason why it does that is because it's being actually used. It's being actually used. It's a way to send money. So as long as Western Union, MoneyGram, banks will not send money, right? As long as there's some money censorship going on, you can definitely arbitrage, or you can charge a premium for your Bitcoins, because it seems that there are people out there who are willing to accept Bitcoin as payment. And that's kind of its usefulness, which gives it value right now. And then also the fact that it does have first mover advantage. It has a network effect. And so the liquidity of Bitcoin is far superior to any altcoin out there right now. So it's kind of like the perfect storm. It's, if you want to call it a Ponzi, I think there's some truth to that. Bitcoin being a Ponzi, there is a degree of truth to it. But from that, I think it sprouted a whole economy and use, and now it's actually become an asset. It's kind of ironic. So it's hitting a perfect storm in a lot of ways, and because of that, it's although it may have started as a Ponzi, a Ponzi scheme of some sorts, it has now become something uh, I think is now legitimate. In other words, it's more than a Ponzi at this point, and it has very strong use cases. The great DDA 209, you're like, nope, the greatest Ponzi is the US government. Lots of laughs. Well, you pay for something. You do. You're paying for, uh, hopefully you're paying for the roads to be maintained and some civil order to be, some civility at least. I mean, the other option is you don't have a government and you have something like, a complete, I wouldn't say complete anarchy, but there's some parts of the world that really have no government, and it's basically the local warlord, literally the local warlord, who is in charge, and people putting up tolls. If you want to drive through this town, you're gonna have to pay me to drive through it, and there's some, it could be chaos. It could be definitely chaos. It's hard to build a civilization when there is no order. Hey, Pisces Trait Rules 337. Good morning to you too. And client Shebzig, a Ponzi new economy. Yes. So let's take a look at Tron here. Tron definitely is a pump. We looked into Tron. It's basically a pump. This is nothing but a pump and dump. And so if you put on your Gordon Gekko hat, the way to make money on this is to eventually short the crap out of this. So just be patient, and eventually you'll have an opportunity to short the crap out of this and do a poop and scoop on this one. As the exchanges start developing, they're going to start offering a lot of features. Some of them are going to be margin trading, and if you're smart, if you're able to short on margin, uh, Tron is probably one of those tokens you can probably short eventually, compared to Bitcoin. If you short on the Bitcoin side, you'll probably do very well. Although the price is probably going to go up. Ironically, the price will go up, but the Bitcoin value will go down eventually. You'll see it. It's just being pumped right now. It's obvious. Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's a different look for me. It almost looks like Halloween, seeing the orange and black here. Too bad I don't have it on this one. This is white, so sorry. Sorry if this blinds you too much. Let's see, what was this? This was Tron. Let's have a look. Tron and Populous, PPT. So let's have a look at PPT. PPT. Pisces Traits Rule 373. What is 2022? I don't know what that is. Is that a coin or something? 2022. Well, that's not in here. I mean, okay, so let's take a look at Populous. Basically, this is an ERC20 token. Well, it's ranging. I think it's ranging. It's not going anywhere. If I was Gordon Gekko, you know what I would do? I would create a lot of FUD on this and short the hell out of it at this point. You know, I don't know. Just say like this thing's a scam, or there's a flaw in this token, and then short the hell out of this. That's what Gordon Gekko would do. Create some kind of FUD to drive that price down. So let's see what else is next here. Okay, let's Decred. Look at Decred after this one. DRC or DCR, CR, Decred, DCR. Yeah, DCR, Decred is slowly but surely trending downwards. You know, if you give an altcoin enough time, this altcoin will eventually return to its medium or its mean, meaning that it'll just go back to at least its original Bitcoin value, which is literally fractional amounts. And the reason being is just the fact that, you know, a lot of these coins are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin. When you give up your Bitcoin on these exchanges, you're playing a zero-sum game. The amount of other fools that gave up their Bitcoin to get these tokens are all piled up in a pot, right, on these exchanges, and it's just a question of who's the chicken, who's the first one who's going to let go of this token, this coin, altcoin, Decred, to get their first grab at the pot of Bitcoin, right? And that's all it is. Everyone is simply just putting their Bitcoin in a pot, and the first one who's smart enough to realize that this is stupid and dumps their coin so they could put their hand into the jar of Bitcoin, gets the first dibs on it, is going to come out with the most amount of Bitcoin. And then after the first guy that does that, you have the second guy, the third guy, the fourth guy, the sixth guy, and until people just realize, oh my goodness, this, you know, I'm losing Bitcoin. I should just dump my coin and get my Bitcoin back before it all goes away. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. So, is it really worth? Is it really worth giving up your Bitcoin for this? So, anyways, so much for governance. Doge. Okay, Doge is like the perfect example of a pump and dump. DOGE, Dogecoin. Doge is like the perfect example of a pump and dump, because isn't that just the perfect example of pump and dump? What would Gordon Gekko do? So maybe there's going to be a major pump coming up, because if you look at it, I mean, look at right here on this side, seems to be trending up. So there could be a pump and dump. And here's how it works: is everybody put your Bitcoin in this huge cookie jar. All right, everybody puts in Bitcoin in this cookie jar, and as you're putting Bitcoin in there, you're getting some Dogecoin at the rate of exchange, whatever the rate of exchange is at that time, right? And then as soon as the first person, I mean, literally the first person, usually the person that has the most amount of Dogecoin, all right, the first person that has the most amount of Dogecoin realizes that as soon as they get greedy, all the Bitcoins in this cookie jar, as soon as they redeem their Dogecoins for the Bitcoins in this cookie jar, if they're the first ones to, you know, put their hands in the cookie jar, they're the ones that are going to get the most amount of Bitcoins, right? And they're going to grab out of that. They're the winners. All right. The first one to grab out of the cookie jar is the winner. And then the second person is the second person, the second most lucky person, the second place winner. And then if you're the last person, you're the loser, the ultimate loser, right? So this is the cycle of a pump and dump coin. What would Gordon Gekko do? Well, if Gordon Gekko was smart, not only would he dump the coins, he would also put a short on it, and then dump the coins to get the most amount of Bitcoins, and then skedaddle out of there. And then while everybody else is following that first person, you're making money on the short, right? But you already got your Bitcoins, so you're double dipping in a lot of ways. So you take off with the most amount of Bitcoins. You got a short in that allows you to make money, things crashing, and then you use that money to go and get more of the. So you go in with the pump and dump, and you exit with the poop and scoop, and then voila, you got more Bitcoin. You got your Bitcoins back and more, plus you got more Doge. So you just start the cycle again, and you're making money on both sides. You're getting Bitcoins and you're getting more Doge. It's perfect. That's what Gordon Gekko would do. So hashtag greed, everybody. Be greedy. Think greedy. And I bet you if more people were greedy and selfish, I think the markets would level out to a point where everyone would realize trading altcoins is stupid. Oh, 21 Million Club says on Poloniex you can actually short Doge. So there you go, perfect. So you can actually buy into it right now, put your Bitcoins into the pot or into the cookie jar, just like what everybody else is doing now, and then wait for the peak. As soon as it's all about the first person, right, to grab out of the cookie jar. That's all about that. Once the first person grabs from the cookie jar, dumps their Dogecoin and grabs from the cookie jar, that's the pump and dump. And then you can start doing the poop and scoop. Short Doge, and then you'll win out on both sides. You'll get your Bitcoins back and then plus some. And then you also end up with more Doge. I don't know what you would do with it, but then you would just wait around and try to pump it again and repeat the cycle. And what it does is it just makes all the stupid people who fall for this, well, you're taking their money and you're winning, because on the exchanges it's a zero-sum game, right? So you're actually double timing it. All right, you're actually taking their money, the money away from the stupid people faster, so they're not in this market. And then once all the stupid people are gone, I mean, the altcoin market is pretty much dead. Right? There's no more greater fools to suck their blood. Right? You're not leeching all of them anymore. There's no more market participants to basically take all their money away from. And eventually, the smart people who are doing the pump and dumps and the poop and scoops, the Gordon Geckos of the world, well, they're naturally going to go to Bitcoin, because that's where all the value is anyway. Right now, it has the first mover advantage. It's got some bigger, greater fools. It's got the Wall Street investors and institutional investors. I bet you there's going to be a lot of fools with a lot of money getting involved in Bitcoin. So that's the market that's going to be played after that. So once everyone drains the money from all the stupid people with the, doing the altcoin stuff, then they're going to concentrate and put all their, not put all their money in Bitcoin, but they're going to start putting the money into Bitcoin. All right, and start playing that game. And then the smart people with a lot of money, they're going to start playing with Bitcoin after that. Right? Okay, let's see what's next. Salt. Okay, so let's get to Salt here. I think Salt is a losing proposition, but I'll take a look at it. SALT, salt. Okay, let's take a look at salt. A loser, but yeah, yeah, salt is a losing coin. It's an ERC20 coin. It's a lending platform. Uh, it's probably going to get shut down. I have a feeling it's going to get shut down. If it's not going to get shut down, then it's just going to be traded on Ether Delta. And then who in their right mind would give up their Ether or their Bitcoin for this salt token? Yeah, this salt token's a losing proposition. Pivx. Pivx is proof of stake coin, PIVX, Pivx. Pivx is a proof of stake coin, and it slowly has been leaking Bitcoin. Slowly but surely leaking Bitcoin. There it is. See, it just recently had a dead cat bounce, but it's leaking Bitcoin, and the technology behind it is not very good either, in my opinion. Not that I'm a developer or anything, but um, I just think it's not very good. And it's also right here. If you notice, it's broken this low. There's a low right here. It's broken or almost close to that low. I think it's going to break that low, and once it breaks that low, eventually what you're seeing is all altcoins go returning back to its mean, which is basically back what it's really worth, right? This is overpriced, overpriced. You know, it's kind of shocking that people gave up their Bitcoin to actually get into this thing, and it turns out you're losing Bitcoin. You might be making money, that might be true, but you're losing Bitcoin, which means there's an opportunity cost lost on Bitcoin that you're losing out, which is okay because stupid people losing their money eventually will leave the market, which leaves the smart people. And then out of those smart people, the smarter of those people will take the smart people's money. And then out of those smart people, uh, by then you'll get to probably the people who are holding the hodlers of Bitcoin. And then by then, those people are probably going to be very, very wealthy, in which at that time, uh, there will be an expansion or use of Bitcoin, which by then, hopefully, you'll be able to finally use your Bitcoin. All that hodling paid off, and sucking up everyone else's money who was stupid enough to play the altcoin game. You'll suck up everybody else's money, in which eventually you've let, you don't have to be smart, or you don't even have to do anything. You just have to let other people, right, do all the work to make the money for you. All you have to do is just hold on to Bitcoin, and then eventually the money will transfer from the stupid people to the smart people and into Bitcoin, and you were already there, right? You were just you were there all this time. All you had to do was lay on your back, take a nap, make stupid videos every day, kind of explaining how the process really works, right? And hopefully your explanation of how the process really works expedites the increase in value in Bitcoin, because once everybody else figures this out, other people will be doing the same thing, right? They'll be sucking up the money from the stupid people and transferring it over to Bitcoin, so the process can be done even faster, and hopefully we can get up to $21,000 by Christmas. I hope. That's my plan. Client Shizbig, yeah. I was staking for a long time. I got some free PIVX, so I decided to stake it. I got 10. Eventually, what happened is they eventually forked because I don't know what happened with their chain, but they had a fork. I didn't upgrade my node, my wallet, my full node wallet, which I was staking on. And then the next thing I know, I was receiving a lot of coins. Well, those coins aren't real. So as soon as I upgrade my wallet, all those coins are gone for the most part. So anyways, yeah, PIVX is a losing proposition. And you know what's funny? Let me just go to this. Here's a clue that all right, the people who are pumping PIVX or who pumped PIVX or talked about PIVX or promoted PIVX, that should tell you a lot about them. They're stupid. All right, they're stupid. Or they're very smart and they knew what they're doing. They were the Gordon Geckos, right? They were the Gordon Geckos of the crypto space. They were essentially driven by greed to take your Bitcoin, or or they were very stupid, right? And they lost their money, which is good because that's what you want. You want stupid people to lose their money. Boy. Okay. Anyways, let's see what's next here. PIVX. Where am I? Okay, BAT tokens. Oh my gosh. I can't believe the BAT token's still here, but we'll take a look at the BAT token. BAT. Basic Attention Token. An ERC20 token that's probably going to be useless soon enough. It's barely making a turn up here. Like right here, it's turning up a little bit. But that's not enough to make up for all your losses in Bitcoin. Oh, Pisces trait rules 337. I'm being very conservative. I'm saying $21,000. But if it goes up to $30,000, I'm okay with that. The price of Bitcoin going up to $30,000 by Christmas. Oh, very funny, Q bro. Well, I'm not calling yellow fever for you stupid. Maybe he was the Gordon Gecko. I'm pretty sure he must have cashed out on a lot of Bitcoin when it pumped, when the price of PIVX pumped up. So maybe he was the Gordon Gecko. My point is, when it comes to altcoins, there's essentially two types of people. There's the Gordon Geckos, right? That their whole purpose is driven by greed to make money, which, greed may not be that bad in a market where you're trying to basically consolidate the money into the right project. Greed works probably really good, right? I have the video link of the greed speech in the note section, as well as what's the other one? I have another video, two videos in the note section. The other one is how Gordon Gecko makes money in the film Wall Street. And so, if that's helpful to you, that kind of, in my opinion, that describes the altcoin market. Greed is driving the altcoin market. And if you can essentially get rid of the stupid people who support these projects, because eventually, these projects aren't going anywhere, right? These projects aren't doing anything. The whole purpose of this project is to take money away from the stupid people who fall for the pump and dumps, the hypes, all right, the buzzwords, basically the uneducated, the ignorant, the people who don't know like what's really going on. So they give up their money, and eventually that money eventually works its way to the project that does work, that's actually going to do something. And I believe that project is probably surrounded with, probably most likely, Bitcoin, and has the first mover advantage, has the network effect. It may have been started out as a Ponzi, supposedly, but during the course of that time, it's had its time to, and it had a time of no competition and a time to mature to a point where it became useful somehow, some way. Uh, Essentially, I guess if you really look at the history of Bitcoin, useful in the dark markets maybe the first use case was the dark markets, and maybe to this day still really is. But the other uses has been, transfer of value, right, without censorship. So you can actually transfer value to anyone, anywhere, even to people who scam you. You can transfer value to the scammers, to the terrorists, to the drug dealers, to the prostitutes, and whatever, but also to regular people too who really want to use it. So, it's very useful. It's become very useful. And then the widespread use, not quite mainstream use, but the widespread use also makes it more liquid. All right, because I do trade in the peer-to-peer markets, and Bitcoin is the most liquid cryptocurrency out there. Like if literally the exchanges all got shut down, all these tokens, all these altcoins, they're screwed. You can't, that's it. You're done. No one's gonna buy this. No one's gonna buy this crap. Your only hope is to dump these altcoins for Bitcoin, and then sell those Bitcoin to someone who are going to use it, who has a use case for it. That's the only way you're ever going to get your money out of it. Or you use it yourself. Maybe, I joke around, but this may be the case. If for whatever reason you cannot sell your Bitcoin for cash or for fiat money, then you probably need to buy drugs off the dark market and sell those drugs for money. Then, if that's the case, or whatever. I know that's extreme, but in a worst case scenario, Bitcoin, no matter what, still may have value to you. You can still extract money from that coin. With these altcoins, once they shut down the exchanges, or once these exchanges no longer exist, or becomes very difficult, that's it. These tokens are useless. What you have is nothing. You have nothing but hot air, or basically farts, farts in the hand. Oh boy. Ember coin. Oh goodness. Yellow fever. Q-Bro, you said Amber coin was another yellow fever pump. I know it's worthless. Oh goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could pump, and if you could pump any one of these coins. If you were Gordon Gekko, you not only would you pump them, but you would also dump them. You would do Not only would you do the pump and dump, you would also do the poop and scoop, right? Drive it down to such a low price. Instead of finding an obscure coin and doing a pump and dump on that, here's the thing about Yellow Fever for you that I think he should have done, really, that would have kept him in the game probably much longer, was if he did if he found a coin that had a larger market cap and a little bit more liquidity on exchanges, and maybe in the real world, peer-to-peer, he should have tried to not only do the pump and dump, but the poop and scoop. So he should have also convinced large holders to dump the coin, right? To dump the coin to drive the price down lower, forcing the price down, and then buying those coins back up again at the lower price. So essentially, you are doing the same thing as a pump and dump, but in the opposite way. You should have been shorting it, and then after shorting the crap out of it, you should be buying it back and then doing the pump and dump, and then repeating that process. So You know, when you see coins that go up and down, up and down, up and down, that's you're making money going up and going down. So you'll basically increase your money twice as fast. So that, you know, that's what Gordon Gekko would do. So start thinking like Gordon Gekko when you start trading altcoins. And I think what's going to happen is you'll start really making more Bitcoin. Eventually, you're going to make more Bitcoin. That's how you really have to think in order to make more Bitcoin when it comes to trading altcoins. Yeah, I know. It looks like Halloween, a FUD machine, you know, but apparently some Jay Glad here likes the night view. So, but we'll get on. The basic attention program is stupid, and hopefully it drains all the money from the stupid people. Let me see. BAT tokens, KNC, Kyber Network. Kyber Network supposedly will be able to do atomic swaps. They're like the competitor to Komodo, from what I understand. Let me see. Kyber Network. I think it's just to raise money to do a network. I don't even know what it really is. Yeah, the Kyber Network is not a good investment at all. It's one of those ERC20 tokens. I think eventually I think all ERC20 tokens are pretty much doomed to have a chart like this. I believe most ERC20 tokens will have a chart that looks just like this. And if you were stupid enough to get involved into an ERC20 ICO fundraising, donation, exit scam, then you deserve to lose your money. And the money that you gave probably is very most likely going to end up in Bitcoin, in the Bitcoin network. Because what I find about what I think what happens in the marketplace is that um, it's it's available for anybody, right? The markets open up, participants come in, the stupid ones come in as well. The smart ones take the money from the stupid people and then transfer that money to the right project, which is probably Bitcoin. Probably Bitcoin. And so that's kind of what the market does. The market does that in a way that the stupid people don't realize, right? Literally, the stupid people don't realize that's what's happening, because watch this. Watch when I put the U.S. price on here, price of U.S. dollars. Okay, there we go. So the stupid people think they're making money, right? Not realizing that really we've taken your Bitcoin away from you, or we've transferred that money that you thought you make, and we put it into Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin's going up to like I don't know. I'm hoping for 21,000 by December 25th, and $30,000 by December 25th, 40,000, 100,000, whatever, But that's what's really happening, and the stupid people don't realize that. They think they're really making money. So Kyber Network. Okay, so what's next here? Uh, Kyber Network, Komodo. What is KMD? KMD, Komodo. Yeah, when it comes to altcoins, greed is good. To be greedy is good. That's the only way you're ever going to make more Bitcoin. So here's Komodo. This is a losing proposition. So again, put the price of US dollars on this. Let's have a look here. Price of US dollars. We'll put a US dollar price on it. What's happening here is the stupid people think they're making money, right? The stupid people really believe they're making money, but in reality is you're making less Bitcoin. That's what's really happening, because Komodo is not worth any US dollar. Komodo is worth Bitcoin. It's paired to a Bitcoin price. And so to make the stupid people think that they're making money, the price of Komodo coin is shown in US dollar, all right, or some fiat currency value. So the stupid people who bought into Komodo think, yeah, I'm making money. In essence, what's really happening is Bitcoin is going up in price because Komodo is nothing more than a fractional representation of Bitcoin. And essentially, you lost the Bitcoin. But yes, you did make money. You did make money because Bitcoin is going up in value. Oh goodness. So there you go. That's Komodo. Let's have a look at EOS. EOS, Ethereum on steroids. A lot of people are talking about EOS like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It just can't break that 50,000 Satoshi mark. It just can't break that 50,000 Satoshi mark. Let's see. Let's compare it to US dollars. Let's put a comparison in there. Because again, this is one of those, yeah, you see that? This is one of these charts or one of these tokens where the stupid people think they're making money, but EOS is not priced, does not have a pair to US dollar. All right. Uh, it's actually tied to Ethereum, and Ethereum is tied or backed by Bitcoin. So essentially, the stupid people think they're making money. I wouldn't say you've really lost. Well, if you were there from the beginning, you've definitely you've definitely lost money or you've lost Bitcoin. But recently, you probably made some Bitcoin. You made a little gain in Bitcoin for your EOS. But in reality, if you just simply kept your Bitcoin, the amount of money that you put into EOS, you put into Bitcoin, you would have made even more. All right, that Bitcoin that you gave up, that you stupidly and foolishly gave up, would be worth a lot more, or literally, no joke, you know. So, anyways, let's get out of this here. EOS is you wasted time. Well, the stupid people wasted time and money. The smart people took advantage of the stupid people and milked milked them out of their money and continue to milk them out of their money, just like Gordon Gecko. Gordon Gecko would do that. Let me see, Ethereum Classic. We're almost done. I'll eventually get to a Bitcoin chart analysis. ECT or ETC. ETC, Ethereum Classic. Wow. Okay. So yeah, yeah, this is horrible. So Bitcoin price, yeah, you really didn't make that much Bitcoin on this project. What would Gordon Gekko do? Well, if I was Gordon Gekko, I would try to see if I could drive down the price any further, and or drive down the Bitcoin value any further, and then buy up some Bitcoin, and then pump it, hype it up, like have something like, I don't know. Barry Silbert will now, you know, use Ethereum Classic on with all his companies as payment. Um, you know, there's going to be a ETF. I think there's already supposedly an ETF on Ethereum Classic. So something like that could happen. I mean, do something that would just pump up the price after you buy into it. That's what Gordon Gekko would do, and use some insider information. That also helps. See what's a QTUM is next. QTUM. QTUM. Yeah. Pisces traits rules 373. You say you're done with, I'm assuming, altcoins. Ready to join the party with the 1% Bitcoin world. If you only own one Bitcoin, you in the 1% Bitcoin game. Yeah, isn't that amazing? 1%, is that right? No, I think if you own 21%, you're in the 1%. So if you own 21 Bitcoin, you're in the 1%. Let me see. One Bitcoin out of 21. Let me calculate that. Let me try to figure what that is. 1 divided by 21 million. You're actually, I'm sorry, you're not in the 1%. You are in the 0.000000476%. To be a 1% out of 21 million. To be a 1% out of the 21 million, you have to own you have to own 210,000 Bitcoin to be a 1%. If I'm doing that right. Yeah, I think I'm doing that right. I'll do it again. Times times 1%. Yeah, in order to be a 1% in Bitcoin, out of the 21 million, you have to own 210,000 Bitcoins. So no, we're we're not going to be 1%. Let me see here. 21 million divided, or 21 divided by 21 million. Yeah, you're in the fractions, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's a fraction of a fraction. That's so. Let me see. 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million. You're 1/1,000,000th of a percent if you own 21 million. So yeah, you're a little. Unless you're telling me you have 210,000 Bitcoins, that's pretty amazing. So, yeah. So, sorry to burst your bubble there. Maybe you want to start trading some altcoins now. You're like, well, maybe trading altcoins aren't too bad after that, right? Sorry about that. All right, let's take a look at Qtum. Qtum it almost looks like it's breaking out of this long-term trend right here. But I wouldn't hold your breath because I wouldn't I wouldn't. I guess if you want to risk your Bitcoin, you can, but why would you? I think if you're already in Bitcoin, you are already you're probably going to do way better than Qtum or yeah, Qtum. All right, finally, GNO, Genosis, and what's the other one? XRP. So Ripple, Geno. What happened? GNO, Genosis. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Genosis is another ERC20 token. It's a loser, and you're never gonna make more Bitcoins on an ERC20 token. You just I don't even know what Gordon Gekko can do with this. I mean, Gordon Gekko wouldn't be involved in Genosis in the first place. If Gordon Gekko was involved in Genosis, he's probably the one that started it and dumped it on everybody. And then Ripple's the last one here. Let's take a look at Ripple. XRP, yeah. Ripple's always been touted, but I think Ripple's just going to burn you. It doesn't really matter. Ripple can go up to $1, can go up to $5. No matter what happens to Ripple, Ripple here, I'll just put a US dollar value in it. We'll see the price here. Okay, so Ripple is nothing more than to make stupid people feel like they made money. But really what you've done is you've taken Bitcoin from them. Or maybe you've taken their money and put it into Bitcoin is essentially what's being done here. So people who think they're making money off of Ripple, yes, you did make money, but the reality is if you bought Bitcoin, you would have made even more money. All right. It's like you jumped over $1 billion to pick up $1. That's what buying Ripple is like. You foolishly jumped over $1 billion worth of money so you could pick up $1. That's what you did with Ripple. So if you look at this chart, I don't know what else I can show you. I mean, I literally have to draw a picture for some of these people. I mean, I'm showing you a chart here that tells you that you're stupid for buying Ripple. You should just buy Bitcoin and you would make even more money. But even showing, people this chart, they just obviously they've already probably gone into Ripple or I don't know. I also think that there's just a lot of uneducated people in this marketplace who don't understand, how they're getting duped or their stupid actions, their stupidity. They just don't understand that. And I'm trying to show you that you're losing an opportunity to making even more money if you just bought your Bitcoins. Because what's happening when you buy Ripple and all these other altcoins is you're just buying a fractional representation of Bitcoin, and your money, all right, the money that you gave up to buy these altcoins is eventually working its way to Bitcoin up, which every Bitcoin holder is immensely benefiting from. And what you're doing by buying an altcoin like Ripple is you are holding on to a token that nobody really wants, that eventually you have to redeem for a Bitcoin if there's any Bitcoin left in the pot, you know, because remember the first guy who gives up, redeems their token and put their hands in the Bitcoin cookie jar and grabs out of there is going to be the one that actually benefits the most. So, anyways, I say that for every altcoin out there, but people just keep on insisting that, you know, people still keep believing that they're making money, and yes, you are. Here's the, you know, the worst part is I don't know what's worse, like going to your broker and buying stocks and letting him leech off of you, which has kind of been the traditional way of doing things around here, or getting into the altcoin cryptocurrency space and letting everybody else leech off of you while they get rich, eventually pumping the price of Bitcoin up. That's what's really happening. Smart people are taking your money and then they're pumping the price of Bitcoin because they most likely have Bitcoin. So, anyways, so much for my rant. Let's go on to, let me see, Joho mempool statistics. Let's take a look at those fees. You know, FUD machine, it's you know, people make 50% on money. I doubt you made 50% on your Bitcoin. And if you made 50% on your Bitcoin, well, so you know, going from 1 Satoshi to 1.5 Satoshi is not hard. Try going from 1 Bitcoin to 100 Bitcoins. That's harder. So you can't scale, and I keep saying this, and I know I'm right, because if all these altcoiners are making so much Bitcoin, I just don't believe that. I can't. I don't believe. I really have a feeling, and I know. I think I know I'm right about this. I may not be able to just prove it to you directly, but you cannot scale your profits with altcoins. You know, unless you have a larger market cap like Ethereum. And if you look at the chart of Ethereum, it's been going down in Bitcoin value. What's another one? Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash is also kind of been. Bitcoin Cash has never made more than zero point 0.2 on average, zero point 0.2 Bitcoin, which basically is original starting point. So my point is you cannot scale your profits with altcoins. And so if you did make like 50 to 40%, there's also a good chance you also lost 50-40% the other day or 2 days ago. And so you know, you have to win. You have to out of four. So out of three. Okay, so out of 3 attempts of making a gain, okay, um, you're only gonna have a gain of 1. All right, because the outcome is, and that's if you made a gain. So the outcome is basically you win, you make a gain on one day, you lose a gain, you lose on the other day. So the gain that you made the first day just cancels each other out, and then on the third day, if you win again, you made a gain, and then once you've done that, you should close your trade out, right? So that's the concept. You're supposed to have a like limit order of 3 times the amount of your initial principal, because the chances are that you're going to lose 2 out of the 3 times, or 1 out of the 3 times. And so what happens is you make a gain, and then you make a loss. So those two cancel each other out, and on the third try, you're making a gain. So you've only really gained once. And so what happens is, people say I made X amount, right? And it all depends too. Like you lost 10%. Let's say you lost 10% from the top. Well, that 10% represents almost maybe 50% of your, your principal. Okay. And then the next day, the price goes up after dropping 10%. It goes up 50% from when it dropped 10%. So, it's the way people sometimes explain things. In your head, you never want to be considered a loser, right? Like people don't make videos and say, "Oh, I lost half my Bitcoin, but I made $10,000." People don't say that. People just come out and say, "Hey, I made $10,000 today." Well, how about this? You made $10,000, but you lost half your Bitcoin, which means you missed out on like $30,000 or $40,000. So you could have made $40,000, but you only end up making $10,000, right? Because it's not that hard to make money in this crypto space, especially even 30 days from now. So, well, let's just go over to the mempool real quick. Where are we on the mempool? Wow. So basically, if you want your transactions in the mempool here, I think you can be. Let's see. Right now, if you're over, all you have to do is be over 140 satoshis per byte, and most likely you're going to be added into the next block. There's probably a really good chance you're going to be added to the next block, according to this, right now. But as you see, the mempool is still pretty high. It's 127. And let me see what I'm gonna try to show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to the live coin watch. So if check out here, 30 days ago, right? If you just look at, all right, so this is 30 days ago right here. I have it set up as 30 days, right? I can go and pick any coin and it's made money. All right, now this is in fiat currency value. All right, it's made money. So I can just scroll down and randomly pick any. Well, look at they're all green. They're all in triple digits. So you have to be literally a moron. You'd have to be a moron to not make money. Well, Tether is the only one Tether's not supposed to make any money. So if you have Tether, you're a moron. If you're holding on to Tether, you're an idiot. But if you pick any altcoin, like any altcoin, they've all gone up in the last 30 days. In the last 30 days, like literally a month ago, if you bought any altcoin, any coin, out of these, let me see, how many are there? There's 50. Yeah, so this is 50. There's 50 coins, and most people probably trade one of these 50 coins. You have to be an idiot to lose money. You'd have to be an idiot, and the only way you could have lost money was you're chasing profits, right? You traded one coin, you traded this, you traded that when it was going down and everything. You did the Craig Grant thing, right? You sold it when it was going down, and you bought it when it was going up, right? That's the Craig Grant. I mean, have you ever seen his earlier videos? He would do stupid shit like that. He would sell a coin because it was going down, and then he would buy a coin because it was going up. Now, if you took that strategy, you're a loser. You don't make money doing that. You don't make any gains. You make nothing but losses. So it's not that hard. It's not that hard to make money in this cryptocurrency space because we are in a boom cycle. And as long as the price of Bitcoin goes up, there's probably a 99% chance your altcoin is going up too, because your altcoin is nothing more than a fractional representation of Bitcoin. So what did you have to do to get that altcoin? Eventually you had to buy Bitcoin, right? And then what did you do? You gave up that Bitcoin on an exchange to buy an altcoin. So somewhere on one of these exchanges, there is a cookie jar full of Bitcoin that represents your altcoin. So all you have to do is just hodl, right? Which all altcoins want you to hodl their altcoins. And then the price of Bitcoin goes up, your altcoin price goes up. That's all you have to do. No one's really buying your altcoin. No, that's a myth. I honestly believe that is a myth, that people are buying into altcoins. People are not buying into altcoins. What's happening is that you were suckered into giving your Bitcoin, right, for an altcoin, and on the exchanges there is basically a cookie jar full of Bitcoin that is supporting your altcoin, and then the price of Bitcoin is going up. And so as long as you are a bag holder of your altcoin, and the price of Bitcoin goes up, your altcoin is going to go up in US dollars. It's really that simple. So like, look at these. I mean, all of these are in triple digits. Most of these are in triple digits. Like literally, you would have to be retarded, which I do believe there are some there are some YouTubers out there who are retarded. They really believe that they have some kind of Midas touch, or that they're some kind of financial genius. No, you're not. You're an idiot. All right, and you're as soon as the market turns, when we get back into a bear cycle, and eventually it will come to a bear cycle, you know, they'll continue to trade because they think they're financial, wizards, and they're able to make money. And no, you're not. You're not. You're going to lose every money that you made. You're going to give it right back. You're going to give it right back, and you're going to give it back to the smart people who understand what's really going on. And you're and unfortunately you'll probably never come back to this space because you've lost all your money. That's the sad part. You'll lose all your money and never come back into this space. So anyways, let's go on to the trade block. Let's see the mempool on the trade block here. All right, so it's going back up to 40,000. So it looks like there's a lot of transactions going on. I don't think there's a lot of transactions going on. I just think that the mempool is full, and it's just not going down for whatever reason. I don't know if it's on purpose. The fees are high right now, but then again, the price of Bitcoin is high. So there seems to be a correlation of the mempool being full and the price going up. As long as there are Bitcoins in unconfirmed, that just means that there's less coins out there that are able to be confirmed to be used. All right. So think about the exchanges. Exchanges will not accept your Bitcoin if it's not confirmed. So if there's like a lot of Bitcoins in the mempool, that's less Bitcoin available to be bought and sold on the exchanges. Just something to consider. All right, so let's finally get into the price of Bitcoin. All right, I'm just waiting for it to load. Just waiting for it to load. Anytime now. All right, about time. Takes a while. All right, so where are we? We're at $18,890.42. It did take a dip today. I saw it go almost go down to $17,000 or below 18,000 into the $17,000, but it came back. Let's have a look at the hourly real quick. Yeah, it's come back, so that's good. And let's just draw simple lines. It's not that hard. There we go. So there you go. It's reached a price. It's hitting up against this trend line right here, as you can see. It stopped and paused here. Now, whether this thing is going to dip down again, which if it does, let's see. Let's just take a look at where there's some possibilities where it might dip down. Either the high of this, which ironically it actually did stop here at the high, and then let's see if it does go down further. It may go down to 17. Let me see here. 17,100, 17,104, somewhere around that area. So if it does, if this gets rejected, if this gets rejected right over here, it gets rejected, it may go down to around 17,100, somewhere around there. Just on the hourly. So Q Bro, you want to know if I'm speaking from experience? To some degree, I am. I mean, I did started trading back in 2013, and this is when I first started. Um, and I was only interested in the money, and so you know, as long as I made more money, that was the key thing when I started getting into Bitcoin. But over time, as you know, I got Mt. Goxed, and then I started trading peer to peer on local Bitcoins at one point. Now I don't even use local Bitcoins. I built a what I would call a good network of peer to peer traders, and so what I realized over time is not to worry about the money, like how much money I made. Worry about how much Bitcoin I made. And so, if anything, I've learned is it's not about the money you make; it's about the Bitcoin. Try to get as much Bitcoin as you can because there will be a point where there will not be any more Bitcoin. All right, and on top of that, getting more Bitcoin has been harder and harder over time. More and more people want Bitcoin. More people, more and more, and the places to get them is harder. Like I once had a Coinbase account. I no longer have a Coinbase account. I once had an exchange account. I no longer have exchange accounts anymore. So getting Bitcoin is harder and harder. And every time you risk your Bitcoin, and every time you put it for risk, that Bitcoin may not be available to come back to you. It may never come back to you. Although if the price of Bitcoin keeps going up, you'll say to yourself, "Oh well, at least I made money. That's what matters." But at some point, you'll realize you know, Bitcoin is more valuable than money, and that's the important thing. Bitcoin is more valuable than money. All right, give up your money to get Bitcoin because you will make more money pursuing more Bitcoin than trying to pursue money. That's all I can say. Anyways, So there's a quick technical analysis on Bitcoin. So if there is a rejection right here, if it does go down, if it hits up here and it rejects, or if it doesn't break out of that trend line, it'll probably go back down to 1800 and then go back to whatever 17,120, something around there, 17,150, somewhere around there. Well, Jay Glad, I do sell peer-to-peer, and if for any reason you ever find me in the sea of peer-to-peer traders, you probably won't know it's me. So I'm hard to find. I'm very hard to find, and I don't really put myself out there anymore like I used to. I only deal and trade with people. Many, when you get into the peer-to-peer market, it's kind of weird. Like people come and go, and you're dealing with people who are who can like flip on you anytime, right? They'll steal from you. They'll take your Bitcoin, um, never pay you back or never pay you, and just weird nonsense stuff. So now that the price has gone up so much, I don't put myself out there anymore. When the price was dipping and going down, um, I did put myself out there more often to build some reputation and build trading partners. But now that the price is so high, uh, yeah, you would have to be very, 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 very lucky if you were able to find me at this point. And I wouldn't, if you were somebody new, you would have to almost literally bend over backwards to trade with me at this point. Like there'd be no way. There'd be no way. New people who trade with me don't trade with me because the things that you would have to do, you would never really do. Right? You would never do. And the first thing is, there's a good chance you will never meet face to face. That's the weird part about how I trade. We'll never meet face to face. You're going to be literally giving money to a complete stranger, to someone who you don't know, and ironically, it will not be me. It will be somebody else. And I can only imagine, because I did used to trade. Like I remember trading the first time. It was a weird experience, and I typically don't trade for small amounts. You would have to be requesting a very large amount. A large amount, and oh, Brad Taylor, you know about me and my fondness for guns. What, keeping that AR-15 close? Yes, I do. I do. I keep it loaded. Now there's not any in the chamber, but it there. I do have the AR-15 pistol with I think it's only 5 rounds. No, it's 10 rounds. I think it's a 10-round magazine that I have, so it fits into my little my bag. And yeah, I do keep it around me close. Um, Depends where I am. Depends where I am. If I'm in someplace familiar that I'm comfortable with, probably just have my pistol with me, my Glock. Uh, I do like Glocks. They're very simple, very easy, and very reliable, is what I found. Um, So yeah, it really depends. Sometimes I'll have my 22 with me. That's if I'm really comfortable and I'm totally okay, and I'm in a very familiar area, typically inside my house. Maybe I'll have my 22 with me. Um, but typically I always carry my Glock 19 with me, is what I usually have on me. Um, but if I go to some place where I'm not familiar, I'm not familiar at all with the place, and I'm in a new place where potentially I might have to meet someone I don't know, then yeah, I'll definitely be have my AR-15 with me. So, anyways, you can see the price is already going down as we're talking. So if you're wondering why the price is going down at that certain price, there's a trend line right here that is basically being a resistance, so to speak. So these are areas that might go down. Not saying it will, but these are some possibilities. So just maybe have some order stops or limit orders, I should say. And people always say, I'm waiting for the dip. Well, if there's a dip coming, are you going to buy? you know, People always say, I'll wait for the dip, but when the dip happens, they never pull the trigger. And then here's the weird part is that to get Bitcoin at a lower price, and they don't. And then what ends up happening is that this is a consolidation or retracement that usually ends up going higher. And then when the price goes up high, they always say, "Oh, I should have bought the dip. I should have bought the dip. Why didn't I buy the dip?" Because I don't know. People they get into paralysis by analysis. When they start looking at the price going down, and they say to themselves, "What if the price keeps going down further? Maybe I could buy at a cheaper price." And then next thing they know, the price never goes down to that cheaper price that you had in mind. Never does. All right, so let's go to a longer term time frame here. And on the 12-hour, the price has gone below. It has gone below the moving average, but it doesn't usually mean anything. It's done that several times. It's done that here. It's done that here, and it's done that here and also here. So it's done that several times before. It usually doesn't matter. Uh, I don't see anything indicating a downtrend. Plus, right now, the price is above the spot price. The spot price is above the moving average. So what I'm looking for in a downtrend is I need to see two lower highs and two lower lows. And that will confirm a downtrend or start of a downtrend. And so uh, that's, um, but if you're looking for other places to look for a buying opportunity, here's one. If it goes around $15,000, $15,700 right here, there is another opportunity for you to get Bitcoins at a lower price. Let me just back up just to give you a reference point. So it's moved massively. And if you look at the RSI, you notice that it didn't really move that much. It really didn't move that much, but the price kept going up higher and higher. So, don't, RSI's shows the momentum. The momentum is still very strong. Underestimate the momentum. All right, so here on one day, you see clearly that there is support because you'll see that the wick here touched the and is reacting to it. So there is some support right here. What's the price here? It was at 17,835 was the low, and so there is some support here. As you can see, it's reacting to that moving average. The spot price is above the moving average, so it looks like a simple correction to fill this little gap here. The price was higher and it had a little gap, and now that gap with this wick has been filled. So if I was to look at this, I would say the price is probably going to be going back up. If not, if it does break below that, you're looking at about $13,625 as a support area. All right, I'm moving to a 3-day. So here's the 3-day, and the spot price is still above the moving average here. It is making a red candle, but if you look at it, the 3-day is just moving right along. I think it's just on course. So the moving average right here is about $15,727, and then worst case scenario, it goes back to 10,000. You know, if it does drop from here, you're looking at 10,000 as another support area. Go on to the 1 week. All right, there's a huge gap. There's obviously a very huge gap here, but it's had a wonderful, wonderful run up. If it does pull back, you know, you're looking at 13,786 dollars, somewhere around there. So if it does pull back, you're looking at that kind of a pullback. The other case, if it pulls back even further, breaks below that, you're looking at let me see here, $7,315. So there you go. But currently, the spot price is higher than the moving average. So just looking at that, it's still an uptrend. If I look at the weekly, it's still an uptrend. There's nothing to indicate that there is any reversal or pullback or anything. If there is going to be any pullback, it'll be a correction or consolidation, and then it will just most likely continue to go up higher. I still have a target price of 21,000. I'm still hoping for this price to hit before December 25th. We'll see. We'll see. If it doesn't, then consider it a buying opportunity. I would consider it a buying opportunity. But anyways, there's nothing here that I can say that it's in a reversal. Is it going exponential? Yes, I do believe that. It has gone exponential. It really has gone exponential. Let me see, from here at this top price, which is 5,000, it's gone almost 4 times at 5,000. I still think that 3 times at 7,000, right about here, right about here at 7,000, it still needs to go 4 times 7,000, or not 4 times, 3 times 7,000. So 3 times 7,000 is 21. That's where I get the 21,000 number. If you're wondering where I got that, I just so if I looked at the last 2 times, last boom cycle, the last boom cycle, which was right here. Okay, so the last boom cycle, as I did this, as I do this. All right, so let's just go back here. So the last boom cycle, if you look at this price right here, it broke above from the last boom cycle from here. Let's see if I can get that in there. From here to here, it broke above this trend line 3 times the amount, almost very close to 3 times the amount. Very close, very close. I mean, we may be very close to, which I think maybe a top here, but 3 times the amount. So I just looked at 480 times 3, which almost gets us up to a little bit over 12,000. So I just looked at that amount, and then I basically extrapolated that out all the way out to what we have right now. You see right here, this is at 7,000, very close to 7,000. It's broken above the 7,000. So 7 times 3 puts us very close to $21,000, which we're very close. We're very close. This could be the top right now. I mean, it doesn't have to be 21. It doesn't have to be exactly 3 times 7. But we're very close, and you can see the exponential price movement. And so that's where I'm getting my price targets for the most part. So if I just take if I take these trend lines and extrapolate from the data that is pretty obvious here, we could be very close. We could be very close, but I still don't see the signs. I still don't see the signs of a downtrend or a reversal, but it's still there. It's still there. Anyways, I'll conclude it with that. If you're wondering where I'm getting these numbers, that way you don't think I'm just making these up, or if I had heard of these numbers somewhere else, just when someone says 100,000, 200,000, and they throw these numbers around, you have to wonder where the hell are they getting these numbers? So I could tell you where I'm getting my numbers, and I can show it to you and explain it to you, and hopefully that will convince you that the numbers I'm predicting are rational, right? They're not just numbers I just throw out there to pump the price up. They actually have some kind of technical analysis, at least some kind of technical analysis. Anyways, let me conclude this episode here, and let me close this out. So happy Hanukkah, everybody. I'm sorry, not happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. I did not steal this from another religion or culture or from history. This is all original. Bitcoin needs its own holiday. So anyways, here's my second lit candle. And, it could be whatever you want it to be on the moon Nera, or menorah, the moon Nora. Anyways, I would say, this candle's for greed. Let's remember the greed, or let's be greedy. There's got to be a good and a bad side to this, I guess. Anyways, if you all enjoy this, please like, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the thumbs down. You could dislike as well. Leave a comment after the live stream. Leave a comment after the live stream. Hey, Ghost, how you doing? So leave a comment after the live stream. Otherwise, feel free to, do a video response. So I have let me see, there's 1, 2, so 2 days have gone by. There's how many more days? There's 6, 7. So there's 7 more days until uh, Christmas Eve, I believe. And hopefully we can reach a target price. My target price of 21,000. That would be something. Anyways, feel free. Oh, I already said that. Feel free. I guess this is going to conclude the episode. So stay tuned, everyone. And until next time, bye bye. Oh, Neo Geo, you just came at the last moment. It's good to see you. Let me thank everybody in the live chat. Neo Geo, thanks for your comments. You're welcome. I do enjoy making these videos for you. Pisces Traits Rule 373. Ghost, G Glad, Client Shebzig, Brad Taylor. Who else is a Q Burrow, Fud Machine? You're all in here. It's good to see you're all chatting it up and late night with James Bond and Bitcoin Live here. Sorry for the late start. I fell asleep. Patrick, good to see you. I didn't even see you. I'll recognize you right now. You've been recognized. And sorry for the late start. And 21 million club, thank you for being here. You're always here. Oh, Huddle. I didn't see you before. Huddle. Good to see you. Thanks for being in the live chat. And yeah, sorry for the late start. I fell asleep. I ate some Boston Market, and I don't know what they had in the food, but man, I was knocked out. That was 3 hours ago. I said to myself, I'll just take a little nap. I'm sure. Make sure I'm up and awake for the live stream. But next thing I know, it was like 12 o'clock. So sorry for that. Anyways, stay tuned and bye bye. Have a good night.